Hello guys, Ryan Carruthers here from the Betfair Trading Community.com with a one-line lesson. So hopefully, I'll give this a couple of seconds because people was trying to get onto the live that it did do, and we've had a bit of a mare this morning. Today has not gone to plan with the setup. So basically, higher. So everyone can hear me now, can they? Basically, what happened today was I was told about this amazing. Good morning, guys. Everyone can hear me. So I was told about this piece of software that I could plug into the computer. I could connect this camera to this phone, and I bought a proper mic, like a proper mic, and it would stream onto YouTube live. But what it would do is it would also download the recording, so that I could then upload that as a podcast. I thought this is amazing because, you know, we have so much interaction on these videos that it'd be so great if I could upload these as podcasts on the Betfair Trading Community website, and then you can listen to them again in the car or whatever. It might just spark something. And we did a survey recently on BTC, and we asked you guys what you would miss most if we took it away from BTC, what you wouldn't miss, and also what you want more of. We've gone through all of that in fine detail. We had a big meeting yesterday and we've got some really good plans. And one of the things that people want more of is podcasts. So I thought it would be a great idea to be able to get these videos, because I like doing live videos. I like interacting with you guys, but then create them as podcasts as well, so that when you're out and about, you're doing your walk, you're driving to work or whatever, you can re-listen to them. Or if you prefer to get your content as podcasts, then you've got them. If I can get a podcast on Apple Podcasts, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think we're on as the Trading Junkies podcast on Apple. But what I want to do is, that's why I got that software. I wanted to try and get these videos and every video that I do on YouTube as a podcast as well, because I thought that'd be amazing, because you could re-listen to them. You missed the Martin and Ryan podcast thing you did together. Yeah, I think we're gonna potentially try and do something with that. It was really good. The show that we did was fun. We just had a few tech issues trying to get the audio right. Martin had a few issues his end, and then I had a few issues trying to get it recorded. Hi, buddy. So yeah, it was a bit strange. One of the things that, as well, with that software that was apparently quite good, that I did try to use this morning that didn't work, was that it kept the comments on a separate screen for me. So sometimes when I'm rambling away like now, not many people talk about the NFL. Yes, I know. I'll just touch on that quickly. Is the comments come up and then disappear, and I'm a bit like, oh, I want to make sure that I can go through them and make sure that I definitely see them. But what it does is put them up and get them away. I just had a look in the settings there. So trying to make these videos as best as I can for you guys. So yeah, today's lesson is about trading with a small bank. So now that we've got the tech up, we've got the tech working, I will try and use that software again. I might have to wait till my actual proper mic comes. I'm not really sure why that didn't work. I'll try and troubleshoot that, but thank you for bearing with me. So I think when it comes to trading with a small bank, I think the first thing that you need to think about is don't beat yourself up. We have all had a small bank. We've all started with a small bank. And I think when you start trading and you've got that smaller bank, you probably think that bank is the smallest bank out of any trader in the history of trading. It's just not true. It's really not. I have seen traders with really, really, really small banks, and I've seen loads of them So I don't want you to beat yourself up about having a small bank. I would rather you have £2 in your Betfair account and that's all you can use, and build up from that. I really would. The smallest I've seen is a £5 bank. Somebody had a £5 bank. Multiple people have had £5 banks. That's a small bank. I don't know what I would consider a small bank because it's going to be subjective to the individual. But the smallest I've seen is a £5. I've seen, yeah, they did. £1,000. That's quite a big bank, I would think. The £5 bank did succeed. Why do people struggle from going from £1,000 plus? Most go through the two. Why do people struggle? People struggle from going from £1,000 plus up to the big bank because there's a few things there. One, they think they've made it when they've built up to £1,000. So they've gone up from 200 to 300 to 400 to 500 to 600. And then boom, they're at 1,000. They're like, oh, I'm a little bit invincible now. You know, I'm doing really good stakes. I'm at £50 stakes. I'm doing quite well. And they sometimes forget, this is my experience of them, they forget the ethos of what got them there. They come away from the trading plan. Cockiness comes in a little bit. They stop doing what they did do that got them there. And actually, you don't need to do that. I've had a lot of conversations with traders and they've said, oh, I've gone from sort of 100 to 1,000. And then as soon as I get to 1,000, I can't handle a £1,000 bank. So my discussions with them there have been, well, why bother then? Like, why use £1,000? Why not put £500 in a different account? Which is one of the things Martin does. Martin doesn't have his bank in Betfair. He has it in Skrill or whatever bank he's using. No idea. But he will just deposit some money into his Betfair account and then trade with it like that. So he doesn't see the bigger bank in there. And I think that's an amazing idea. Because then again, I've mentioned on That's What You Do, Terry. I think it's an amazing idea because you don't see it there. When I've been chatting to these traders that they get to 1,000 and then they're just like, oh, you know, I'm gonna blow it. Martin did a great video on it's better to blow £100 bank to £20. Oh, you see, they sometimes do go. So yeah, he did a video about blowing smaller banks than blowing one larger bank. Completely agree. So talking with these traders when they struggle, they get to that 1,000 and they get over it, you see the money there as well. You feel invincible, but by taking that trigger out of it, you just get so much better mentality because you're using stakes properly. You don't feel as invincible because I think there's this mentality switch that because then you see it in Betfair, you see that show balance section. It's like, whoa, actually, I haven't got that much. You can't kid yourself into thinking, boom, I've got this massive bank and I'm invincible. And as well, when I've seen so many people blow. They've done so much hard work to build a bank from 50 quid to £100 to 150 to 200 to 300 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7, 800. And they hit that 1,000. You've done so much work. You are a good trader. You're a profitable trader. But I think confidence has got in there a little bit. You're a little bit overconfident. I've seen so many people blow that £1,000 then because they've got overconfident and they've seen that money in their account. They've felt invincible. And then what they've done is they've overstaked on the next trade to try and win back because they are a good trader. They think they're a good trader. They feel invincible. So what I would always say is focus on the plan. I don't care what level of trader you are, whether you're using 20p stakes, whether you're using £3 stakes. Always feels like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show, 16 questions to a millionaire. Yes, 16 stages. Always focus on a plan. I really don't care whether you're using 2p, £2, 20p, 20 quid, 200 quid. Really don't care. The plan. Focus on that plan. Focus on your trading strategy. And focus on the triggers that set you off. I hear nobody else talking about this in the trading community. And I think the reason why they don't talk about it is it's difficult to try and help people get better at that side of trading. It's easier for them to come out and just pretend like that doesn't exist potentially. And I am really direct, I'm really outspoken anyway. So I want to talk about the things that are going to make you a better trader. And a lot of it is down to you. But if I can guide you, talk to yourself to get better, that's what I'm doing. You know, if you know, like, so Terry's said on this video that he does exactly what Martin does, doesn't keep the bank in Betfair. So if you know that when you get to £1,000, that you're then going to be using £50 stakes, for example, but for some reason, whatever happens, you can't handle that, then take the £1,000 out of Betfair and see if you can now handle it using £200 or 300 or 400 or 500, and then using those £50 stakes on those trades that hit your trading plan for that day. So you've got like your working capital bank that is just for that day. They're the trades you're going to do, and then move the rest of it out so you don't see it, so you're not tempted to go tilt, you're not tempted to be a cocky trader. And pride always comes before a fall. And a great guy once said to me, when you feel like you've made it, that's when you're at your most vulnerable. And I think that is an amazing thing to think about, because when you do feel like you've made it, that's when the floor falls from underneath you and you come crashing down. I try to always think that I've not made it as a trader. Do folks recommend Skrill or PayPal? Yeah, I actually use Skrill myself, and then I have my bank in Skrill. I'll put some money in Betfair, I'll trade along with it, and then at the end of the quarter, anything over a certain amount is what gets deposited into my bank. Starling is bloody brilliant. I've used one of the ways I've set myself up as well as Monzo. So I love Monzo. I use the pots on Monzo. Everything comes out of one account for me, all the bills and everything, but Monzo is my play money, so I'll put some money in there as well, and that buys my coffee and those kind of things. But Starling is bloody brilliant. You can use your pots as well with Starling and Monzo. That is a game changer as well, because what I do with my with some of my trading as well is I will have a 10% buffer that I don't touch. So at the end of every quarter, if I've made X, 10% of that goes back into building the bank. Even though I don't need to do that, it's just a good habit for me to get into that to do, because if I blow the bank, then if I'm having a really good run that quarter and I've got an extra 10%, if I do blow a bank, I've got 10% of a bank to build it back up with. This is ace. The questions that are coming through, we're going on an amazing journey of getting better at trading. It's wicked. I need to get these out as podcasts. I need to get this message and the questions that you guys ask to as many traders as possible, because the questions that you bring up, the discussions that we have are amazing. All traders should be hearing these. So focus on the plan. I know I've gone off on a massive tangent, but if you ask me a question, that's what's going to happen. Hopefully you're all staying with me and I'm not like, whoa, all over the place. If I ever am, try and pull me back in and be like, Ryan, get back on topic. I do have some notes to try and keep myself on topic. So focus on steady growth as well. When you've got a small bank, I think one of the things you need to focus on is the steady growth. And this is a real bugbear of mine. Not enough traders give themselves enough credit to how far they have come. They don't look back and go, bloody hell, I've done 2 months of really solid trading. And by solid trading, I don't even mean you need to have increased the bank massively. Followed the trading plan, you've researched well, you've followed the in and out, the stop loss, the entry, the exit, you've you've become better as a trader, you've worked out your triggers. That is a massive achievement that should not be overlooked. And I'm trying to create something with BTC where I can I can just pull that and just reward you guys, just highlight you for doing really well, trying to bring some challenges into BTC that aren't monetary. So I'm not going, I want you all to be profitable. I want you to try and do things that can get you better at trading. I want to move you along. No other company is doing that. Probably giving away the secret if any of them are watching it, but who cares? I want to make you guys better, and that's what we're pushing towards. So focus on that steady growth. Don't try and get massive growth. If you've got a small bank, build it. I've banged on about this so many times, but if you can't handle a small bank, you'll never handle a big bank. Focus on steady growth. Focus on using the right percentages. Look back over these videos, because you build that bank, build it steadily, and build it the right way, and then you will get to be the trader that you want to be. You will be like loads and loads of traders that you emulate, that you want to be like. They haven't. I have not started with a massive bank. I was an absolute fool. If no one knows how I got into trading, I'll just recap it quickly here. I used to have a massive gap in my university schedule when I was like 18. A lad I was friendly with, he loved the roulette wheels in the bookies. So we used to go to the bookies on a Monday. I didn't like them. I've always been drawn to the horses. And what I did was I couldn't pick a horse to win. So it's like I just couldn't pick another horse to win. And I said, oh, I wish I could back a horse to lose. An old boy said to me, you can, mate, it's called Betfair. I went home, deposited my student loan. I would not recommend that at all. Into my Betfair account. I opened a Betfair account, just went for it. And I just focused on that. I ended up having a car accident. I didn't enjoy university that much anyway. It was like square peg, round hole, wasn't going to happen. But I really loved the horses. I had loads of time on my hands because I was up recovering from this car accident, and I just started the laying horses, and that built me my bank. And then from that, I made loads of lessons, lost a chunk of that bank doing the stupid things that you do. You know, this is why I'm trying to educate you guys to not do that. And then from there, I just focused on getting better. Actually, Sheffield was my second time at university. I went back to university for some crazy reason. So my first university stint was Lincoln for business. Hated it, was there 2 months, had a car accident, left. Had a physio, fancied the physio. She was yeah, and I really like human anatomy anyway. I'm big into the gym. I'm big into the way the body moves, mindset, and all that kind of stuff. And when I was younger, I did actually want to be a physio. I did quite a few stints working with physios as work experience when I was like 14, 15. And I thought, oh, this is amazing. I wasn't sure how long this Betfair thing was going to last, but I ended up skipping a lot of physio time to trade on Betfair, and that put me through university. Basically, Betfair did, and then it was like, oh, actually, I really enjoy this. Yeah, so great to keep these comments coming. Talking about the feelings with me, you'll just get honesty. Literally, you ask me a question, I give you my honest opinion. Whether people like me or they don't, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. BTC wants to make you better traders. And I think one of the things that I really love about these videos and having you guys on is the way that I am, the way that Adam is, the way that Martin is. It attracts the people that are like us, that buy into that ethos of BTC and our content. And that, I think that stems throughout everything we do. And it's just amazing because it brings the people in that we want, the kind of characters that we want, which builds an amazing following, an amazing tribe, and that's what we want. I will give you everything I've got to make you a better trader. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble on for much longer. Let's just summarize this one up, and try and give you some sort of good things that you can do to implement into your trading. So don't beat yourself up if you have a small bank. Every single trader, Daniel joined 2 days ago and absolutely love it. Yes, I love comments like that. That's why we do it. So don't beat yourself up if you've got a small bank. Focus on the process. You can get the bigger bank later. You can become perfect later. Focus on the process. That's what, do you think markets will one day accept Australians? I do not know, but next time I speak to them, I will have a chat with them for you. I know that they're pushing the American market massively. So do not beat yourself up, guys, about having a small bank. Focus on the process, focus on the plan, get better with the plan, focus on steady growth. I want every single person to start creating their trading plans, collect them somewhere, and then every so often look back on those plans, whether you have to put it as a to-do on your calendar. I want you to sit back and look back and see how far you've come. Even Steve Jobs, one of the greatest minds of our generations, says, do I trade markets too? Yeah, I use markets sometimes for like my over 1.5s, and sometimes if there's enough liquidity on a game, I'll use it because it's better commission. Steve Jobs says it's only by looking back can you connect the dots. So I want every single trader to start collecting their trading plans wherever you keep them, Evernote, wherever they are. Where to start creating a trading plan is the hardest step. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that right now. Think about the what has to happen question. So when you're assessing your trades, you're thinking about what has to happen. Put that at the top of a piece of paper. Assess your trade. Once you've assessed that trade, add it to your plan. Your trading plan, mine is very, very, very simple. I put the type of trades I do then on there. So I do first half goals. I do a split stake on the over 1.5 markets, entering in at 30, 35 and 50, getting out at 70. Half-time, lay the draw, lay the draw. They're my main headings. Underneath that, I put the games for that day. I call it, I got a erasable notebook and uploaded to OneDrive. Yes, that's great. I put the date, so I'd put 17th of April. Then I put the trades underneath that, underneath the headings, a few notes on there. Boom, done. That's your trading plan. Then you can put your rules on there as well. So it could be like the rules on the split stake are get in at 30 for 50% of your stake. So if you're using £2, £1 at 30 minutes, get out if there's a goal, boom. And then you do a second one at 50. So again, another £1 in at 50 if it's 0-0. Boom, goal comes, get out. If a goal doesn't come by 70, you get out. It's really simple. You just write down what you're doing on your trades, and that's it. Really, really simple, guys. Keep it simple, and that's your trading plan. Then the bottom of it, Gary, just then put how you followed it that day, or you put a link to your spreadsheet. Boom, that's it. That is it. That's all your trading plan needs to be. How do you put on £1 at Betfair? You use software to get underneath, or you can do so you can put a £2 stake in for 1,000 on a back. Then what Betfair will do is it will reject that. So then you press edit, and then you put in one for £3. So then Betfair thinks there's 2 bets in the market, one for £2, one for £1. Then you cancel the £2 one, and then you do the £1 back. If you Google getting under £2 minimum on Betfair, it will give you a blog post on there. I can't remember who did it, but it'll give you a blog post on who did it, and it will show you step by step how to do it. You can do it for backing and laying as well, so you don't need software. So that is it, guys. So the software I use is Fairbot. I run a Mac. I run Crossover on the Mac. If anyone's got any more questions, fire them through to info@betfairtradingcommunity.com or pop them on the comments below. I'm not going to ramble on for any longer because you guys will just be like, bleh. I'll try and get this on as a podcast. I'll try and get that software working better next time. And I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I will see you all same place, same time on Monday. We do have options, Shane, for Mac. Fairbot crossover. Send me a message, info@betfairtradingcommunity.com, and I'll tell you how to sort that out.